Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. If you're joining me live, can you let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me? I am coming a wee bit late as we do a wee bit of, I don't know about yous at the minute, but the evenings are like gone in a flash, and homeworks and all of that take forever. Don't know if that's your house, but it's certainly this house. So it's a wee bit late getting these. Hi Stephanie. Stephanie, can you hear me okay? And can you see me okay? Just let me know if you can. That would be brilliant. Even just give me a wee thumbs up or a wee heart if you can hear me, or if you can see me. That would be brilliant. Hi Anne, how are you? So this is going to be a very short one, but hopefully helpful. Sometimes hurt, pain, anger is a sign of healing and not a sign that we're going backwards. I think sometimes when we're working, when we're on that healing journey, the expectation is that it is going to be, when we get to this healing stage, that it is going to be flowers and rainbows. Now, there are flowers and rainbows at the end of the healing journey, and sometimes the whole way through the healing journey for sure as well. But what I often see in practice is this real difficulty of, or hard time that we give ourselves, or really being difficult with ourselves whenever we hit these pain moments, these anger, this sadness, this hurt that sometimes comes up. So I want to talk about that in relation to the healing journey itself, and place it for you, put it somewhere so that if it is happening for you, that you know what is happening and you see it as a sign of healing, not as a sign of going back. So let us begin. I've talked about the 4 stages of healing. The first stage is the prep, the beginning stage, the opening stage, the seeing stage. In that stage, where things have been locked down, where things haven't been in your awareness, where things have been out of your awareness, when the stuff births, when the material and the woundedness that's in us births, that can often bring with it a tangle of anger, a tangle of pain, a tangle of hurt and sadness as the material births. And it can feel like a quagmire of material. It can feel like it's, that you're in a lot of pain. So that type of hurt, that type of pain is the beginning stage. It's the seeing of the pain that you're in. It's the understanding of the suffering that you've been holding. It's kind of like an acknowledgement, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. So when this material bursts for the first time at the prep stage, what often happens is the acknowledgement of how much pain you are in, or how much difficulty you're in, or how long it has been locked in, is often coincides with anger, with annoyance, with pain, with upset, with hurt. That is not a bad thing. It can feel like it's overwhelming. It can feel like it's too much. It can feel like it's too difficult. But if you can separate that out, if you can see the pain and then see your response to the pain, or see the reason why you're in pain, and see the anger and the annoyance and the hurt that comes alongside that as part of the awakening journey, part of the healing journey, part of the seeing, so that we can undo, so that we can, and the anger and the hurt that comes from that is part of that process. It's not you going back, it's not something that's wrong, it's a very normal part of the preparation stage, this birthing stage. So we have this preparation stage, and anger and hurt and pain can come there. And then when we go into this finding stage, that tends to be it has a different vibe to it, because we're looking, we're searching, we're working out, we're in investigation mode. But the third stage, the healing stage, once we have found what it is has caused the pain, once we have found the root cause, once we have found the source, there is a great relief in finding the source of our pain. There's the ease in the body is incredible. But once you find the source of the pain and you begin the healing process, there's a phenomenon that happens, and I see it day in and day out. I hear it from other therapists who are in clinical practice as well. And what happens is, as we begin to undo, as we begin to heal, as we begin to see the pain, to see the names we've called ourselves, to see the I ams, to see the shame, to see whatever the pain is, as we begin to unpack that and look at it and demystify it and change it, then there is this thing that happens that we see its unfairness. We're angry at it for being there. We're angry for ever believing it. We're angry at the people who created it. We're upset that we had to endure it. We're upset that it has been part of our lives. We are sad and hurt that it has had to be part of our process. Completely normal part of the process. When people hit that stage after all of that work, normally what they think is that they're going back, that they're not healing, that they're not processing, that they're not moving through the stages. And that's simply not true. The grief, sadness, anger, hurt, pain, at the pain that we've been in, and sometimes the people and the places that have caused it, is for me a signal that we're beginning to unpack, move away from the rigidness of holding on to that pain, moving on to the identification for that pain. We're moving away from it. Yes, it may bring more pain, it may bring more processing, it may bring, deep grief, deep difficulties with how you were ever treated as a child, but that is not a derailment in the process. It really isn't. It's part of the process. So if you can hold your head, if you can hold space for that, if you can hold compassion for that, understanding for that, then you will move through that much quicker. Because if you can't hold compassion and care and understanding for it, what happens is you start to attack yourself. You start to give yourself a hard time. You start to tell yourself you shouldn't be feeling this, you should be feeling better. You've come this far. You should be doing better than this. You shouldn't be caught in grief. You shouldn't be caught in anger. You want to get out of it quickly. And when that happens, we get trapped again. And we don't need to get trapped at this stage, because this is a beautiful stage of undoing and learning to let go. It's actually a part of the letting go process. And if we don't see it like that, then we'll use it to wound ourselves. We don't need to wound ourselves at this stage. We need to have compassion and understanding that grief and pain and sadness and hurt are all part of the letting go healing process. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Hopefully that fits. And if there's anybody going through that at the minute, then give yourself a break. Give yourself a pat on the back. Either if you're at the prep stage or at the undoing stage, it doesn't matter. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a big hug and know how far you have come even to be here. If grief is part of the process, if you're really hurt about what happened, then you're understanding what happened, and that's a sign of progress. If anger is part of the process and you're really hurt about what happened and how you came to this place and how you came to get this hurt, then that is a part of the process, and it's a really good sign that you're beginning to unpack and heal the pain within. Tread gently, be careful, be kind to yourself, be kind to those around you. Understand that this is too part of the process, and the more that we can stick with it, the more we can understand it, the more compassion and kindness, then the easier out it'll be, the easier through it'll be. And remember, we really, really, really can only let go once we've let through. You can't force letting go until you've let it through in all its component parts. So be kind and careful with yourself, won't you, as we move through this healing journey together. Take care, and hopefully that is something that might help you if you're on the healing journey. If you think anybody can benefit from this, please share. That's all for now. If you have any questions whatsoever about it, send me a DM, send me a PM. I am going to be here for a wee while, and I will speak to you all next week. Chat to you soon.